Good morning, ladies and gents. How are we doing? Today is actually Friday, and I'm going to be doing this weekly review a day early. The reason for that is I'm going to be away this weekend. For those of you that don't know, so I am a full-time trader. I have been for the last 10 years. I used to trade for companies for over 4 years. I stopped trading for companies because during COVID, they shut down my office here. So then we were all trading from home. 3 months after trading from home, they then said, look, at that point, they said, we're going to close down the office. Initially, they said, go and trade from home. Everything's still running. After 3 months working from home, they says, we're going to close down the office. So I then, at that point, I had planned to just trade my own funds because that's fine. And then because I had made so many connections through the trading world, I had a couple of friends who own brokers in Malaysia, London, two in London, one in Malaysia. Just said to me, Ryan, do you want to trade our clients' accounts? It's called a PAM account, PAMM. It's essentially just like copy trading. So I trade my own account and all of their clients' accounts copies my trades, essentially, right? That's how it works. It's called a managed PAM account. So that's what I do now, guys. That is my full-time job, and it has been for like the last, 5 years, maybe a bit more. However, I trade on a Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday only. I never trade on a Friday, and I never trade on a Monday. I won't bore you with why that is. It's just my own personal choice, plus a couple of reasons. If you want to trade a Friday, you crack on. I just don't trading a Friday or Monday. So that leaves me with Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday to go and live my life however I wish, right? And as a hobby of mine, I love going out to the jungle. I live in Indonesia, so I love going out to the jungle, mountains, volcanoes. I love living rough at weekends and blah, blah, blah. And what happened was I started putting my videos on YouTube just so that I had something to watch when I was like 70, 80 years old and be like, oh, remember we climbed this volcano? That was pretty cool. And what happened was my subscribers exploded. I've got like 736,000 subscribers on my adventure channel. I'm now sponsored by the North Face, Kawasaki, Insta360 cameras, and loads more. So that's kind of what happened, which is pretty crazy. I did not plan to be a YouTuber in any way. I simply uploaded my adventure videos so that I had something to watch when I was an old man. And it just took off from there. So you never know when something cool is going to happen to you, right? So, that being said, I am packing today and I'm going to be leaving tonight to go and do my next mountain. And I won't be back until Monday. But Monday, obviously, I'm going to be busy unpacking my gear, washing all my gear, blah, blah, blah. So, my next trading day is going to be Tuesday. Okay. And therefore, I won't be able to do this review tomorrow or Sunday because I won't be here. So I'm going to do it now on Friday. So, of course, we're going to be missing today's data because it's not going to come out until later on, right? But it's not going to be a massive drama. So, let's get cracking, okay? Let's see what we've got. In fact, let's just see what we've got potentially coming up this week. Today, sorry, I mean. Wait, I'll update it first of all. What are we missing today? Okay, month on month core retail sales, not that important. Yeah, none of it's really that important what we're going to miss today. So that's fine. One more thing I want to touch on. I know that every single week I do my reviews on Forex Factory, right? It's because everyone, it's easy to see. Everyone uses Forex Factory, blah, blah, blah. But if you want a lot more data and a lot more information, I highly recommend you start using this, Trading Economics. Because it's something new, when you first go onto it, you're like, oh my God, I don't like it, But honestly, you get so much more data and information from this based on fundamentals. It's not even funny. It's insane. For example, sometimes you look on Forex Factory and you'll see 5 pieces of news. You come on trading economics and you'll see 17 pieces of news, So you're going to get a lot more data from this. The reason why I don't, but look at all this, look. The reason why I don't bother doing my weekly reviews on this is because it's a pain in the arse. Look, you have to come here and selecting all the countries. Look, it's a huge pain in the arse going from one country to the other. Forex Factory is much easier, and that's why I do it. However, if you're someone who also trades news events like CPI, NFP, blah, 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 it's much better to use trading economics because what you'll find is, let's say NFP is going to drop at 7:30 p.m. The minute the clock strikes 7:30, the numbers will be up on trading economics. Whereas if you then jump across to Forex Factory, the numbers are still like loading up. So you're like, and then if you look at the market after trading economics, the market still hasn't moved yet. So you can quickly jump in once you know the data. And if you jump in relying on Forex Factory, you'll see the candles already flown miles before you've even got in, you know. So it is a very good tool if you like to trade the news. Okay. So without any further ado, let's get cracking because I still need to pack my gear after this. So same as ever, guys. Again, I'm going to repeat myself because it's the same habit every single week, right? We do the same stuff every single week. It becomes a habit, right? Something that we do. All you're going to do is you are going to bring out your notepad, your little jotter, open up a fresh page. Sorry. Get your pen out, and you're going to write at the top of your page trades, or this week's trades, or this week's market checkdown, whatever you want to call it, right? Below that, you're going to write from left to right. You're going to write strong, weak, and neutral. Now, if you're new to this page, you're probably thinking to yourself, why would you do that? Common sense and logic would be strong, neutral, and weak. I understand that. The reason why we do it is because at the end of us judging and determining which economy is a strong economy, a weak economy, or a neutral economy, what we do is we score out the neutral and we then trade a strong economy against a weak economy. Can you trade weak against neutral, neutral against strong? Yes, you absolutely can. There's no problem doing that. However, you find that you don't get the big runs. You know, if you're trading a very strong economy against a very weak economy, that's when you get the big runs because there's such a difference in the both economies, right? When you get weak on weak, strong on strong, neutral on neutral, you know, you get like ranging, right? Ranging up and down, blah blah blah. So let's carry on. Excuse me. What I also do is I also do each pair one by one, apart from Aussie, China, and New Zealand. And that's because they're all very closely correlated, okay? Positively correlated. So Australia and China are positively correlated. What does that mean? That means when China's economics are doing well, then manufacturing is up, production is up, kicks in manufacturing is up, blah, 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 and China is doing well, the Aussie dollar will do well, okay? That's positive correlation. They move with each other. If China is doing bad, and if China is doing bad, then Australia will do bad, and it will come down with it, okay? That's to do with how much business they do between each other. So, for example, if China is got loads of production orders, loads of manufacturing orders, what happens? They're going to have to order minerals and supplies, right? So they're going to have to order their iron ore, their steel, their nickel, their tin, their copper, their gold, their silver. They're going to have to order all this from Australia because it's one of their closest trade partners, right? So therefore, if manufacturing and everything goes up in China, it means they're going to have to buy more shit from Australia. If they buy more shit from Australia, things in Aussie are going to be strong. They're going to go up, right? And vice versa. Right now, if manufacturing is down, they're not doing too well. They're not going to buy stuff from Australia, so the Aussie dollar will see weakness. Okay, it's very, very simple, guys. Now, counter to that, when USD is strong, Aussie is weak. It gains weakness, okay? And when USD is weak, Aussie becomes strong. So you have this, it's called negative correlation, where they move in, polar opposites from each other. It's called negative correlation. They move away. And positive correlation is when they move with each other, okay? So just bear that in mind. Let's crack on. So what do we have this week so far? Is that the right week? Yes, it is. Okay. New Zealand. Inflation expectations quarter on quarter are up slightly. Excuse me. So inflation is going up. That's actually a positive for the country. That's another video on its own. M2 money supply year on year is up. So things are starting to look a bit better for China, right? In some aspects, new loans are down. So that's not good. So why is it not good if loans are down? Because it means that the banks are giving out less money. If the banks are giving out less money to people, what does that mean? it means people have less money to spend, right? So people aren't spending in the economy. You know what happens whenever you get a loan? You don't just sit in it and be like, "Oh, I'm going to save that." You spend it on a load of shit, right? And that's exactly what happens. So that keeps the economy going. So when new loans is down, it doesn't mean the economy's terrible. It just lets you know, well, there's something not quite good there. All right. Westpac consumer sentiment 5.3, so that's down. That's negative. That's not good news for Aussie. Business confidence 5, -2. That's okay. Visitor arrivals month on month has increased, so that's positive for NZD. But I mean, NZD is still shit. You don't just go by one number, right? And be like, oh my god, NZD is strong. You need the whole picture, and you need to do this on a consistent basis, right? You need to do this every week, plus each day. Just keep yourself topped up with the economic thing. Don't get trapped in the daily stuff, right? It's just to give yourself a kind of idea. If one number is weak, last week, and it's now strong this week, it could have been weak for the last 3-4 months, right? So just because you get a strong number this week doesn't automatically mean that a currency or slash economy has went from, oh my god, it's now went from weak to strong. No, you need to continuously see strong numbers to see it coming back out, right? We can't go from A to Z. So something's coming down, right? It's coming down, and it's negative, 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 not good, not good, not good. Oh, here's some good numbers. Manufacturing's up. Oh, unemployment's up. Oh, manufacturing's up again next month. Oh, employment's up next month. Average spending, average earnings is up. Retail sales is up. So you start to see this gradual incline over the course of weeks and months, right? It doesn't just change overnight. And that's what can make the fundamental journey when you're first beginning to learn fundamentals, right? It makes it a little bit tricky because you're like, okay, that's weak, and then a week later you'll see all these great numbers and you're like, oh my god, this is strong. And it's like, no, it's not strong yet. Things are getting better, but it doesn't quite mean that economy's out of the woods yet. Okay. But it takes time, guys. You will get there, I promise you. All right. Visitor arrivals, that's up. Wage price index for Oz is the same, sticky. Now, don't be fooled that it's red, that means it's negative. If you look at previously, it was 0.8, so it's not worse, but it's not better, so that's fine. The reason why it's red is they forecasted it to be higher at 0.9, and it didn't come in higher, so they've coloured it red, right? It's one of these annoying things that Forex Factory does. FPI is down for NZD. Let's see. Inflation expectations lower. Employment change is not good, so employment has dropped. Unemployment rate has remained sticky, so that's okay. That's okay. Business manufacturing index 45.8, so that's bearish again for NZD. Anything below 50 means bearish. Anything above 50 means bullish, remember. Excuse me. But again, we don't really care about manufacturing for NZD. Why? Because New Zealand isn't a manufacturing country. Its main produce is dairy, milk, lamb, meat. That's where it gets all its money from, is dairy. And dairy and tourism, sorry. China, new home prices month on month is up slightly, but I mean, it doesn't matter. Industrial production year on year has decreased slightly, so that's not very good. Retail sales year on year has increased, okay, a little bit better. Fixed asset investment year to date is the same. They thought it'd be higher, but it's not, so it just can't break above it, right? Unemployment rate is down slightly, but it's still 5%, not very good. So yeah, like things last week, we had manufacturing numbers and stuff looking okay for China, but it just wasn't really great, right? Let's see what we've got next week. Any big news? PPI. GDT pricing, like nah. Credit card spending year on year, we want to see that. Flash manufacturing, yet we want to see that. Flash services, yet we want to see them. So we've got a couple that we want to see. Nothing major. So for me, what did I have last week? Yeah, same. It's not changed. For my opinion, Aussie is still weak and NZD is still weak. Now, you have to be, you can't be solid in that because there will be worse currencies, right? Where you would put AUD strong. For example, if it was AUD Japanese yen, of course, the Australian economy is far stronger than Japanese, right? So you're never going to be selling that. You're going to be looking for buys. So some might argue that Aussie might be neutral, and that's fine, right? I'm just putting it down as weak because in my mind, I remember everything. I can see the whole jigsaw puzzle in front of me every single week because I've built this habit. And you can do it, by the way. Anyone can do it. I used to say, oh, I've got a terrible memory. I'm going to have to write down every single thing. And it turns out, you know what? I don't have a terrible memory. I can remember every single thing. I know it in my mind where each currency / economy is in the market cycle. And it's just because I do this every single week, guys. And I promise you, you can do it. It only takes about 5 to 8 weeks to build it up and you will get there. I promise you. You just have to stick with it, right? Consistency is the key. No matter what I'm doing, no matter what I've got planned, I always make time to get this fucking done every single week, guys, because it's very important. So I've got Aussie down as week, and I've got New Zealand down as week. But I mean, we kind of already knew that from last week. Okay, now moving on. It gets a little bit faster now when we start going into individual economies, okay? I'm going to try and smash through this. What did we get this week? Building permits Canada month on month up. So that's dramatically up. So that's quite good, from -6 to 11.5. I mean, it's month on month, but it has a positive impact just now, right? Okay, we don't really have much news later. Next week, yeah, we've got big news in Canada next week. We've got CPI news and retail sales, etc. Okay, so we want to see that. But for me, right now, Canada remains weak because their economy is pretty bad. Okay, so let's fly on. CHF, this is going to be a quick one as well. There's never usually a lot of information here. Yeah, PPI month on month is down. We don't really care. Trade balance. Okay. SMB balance. Okay, there's nothing really much there. So for me, CHF, I'm going to put it in neutral because it is fairly neutral all the time for me. But again, you need the kind of context, right? There will be some pairs where CHF, you would look at and be like, okay, that's strong, you know. Like if it was Euro CHF, I think CHF is a little bit stronger than Euro right now, you know. So I would be buying the CHF over the Euro. What did we get last week for you or this week for Euro? German final CPI month on month is sticky. Economic sentiment is massively down. Economic sentiment here is massively down. 10-year bond auction is up slightly, so it's a little bit more investment. Flash employment changes quarter on quarter, sticky, no change. Flash GDP quarter on quarter, sticky, no change. Industrial production month on month is down. And it's not, that's not Germany, sorry. Yeah, it's not the best. German WPI is up. For me, Euro, I had it in week, right? Let me just check. I'm sure I had it on week. Oh, I had it in neutral. Okay. I'll keep it on neutral for now. Euro. But if I keep seeing more negative numbers next week and the week after, then I'm probably going to be looking to drop it down to week. Yeah, so next week, I really want to see what these numbers come in. You've got final core CPI year on year. Bond, we have got all these flash manufacturing services, blah blah blah. We want to see all that, okay? So yeah, if we continue to see really low dropping numbers here, and on the bearish side, like below 50, I'm probably gonna move Euro over into weak from neutral as of next week onwards, okay? But not yet, still kind of neutral. We need to see these numbers. And the reason why I would change it next week is because if they come in weak again, then it's really showing that the euro is starting to go down. It's really struggling because we've had bad numbers for the last kind of 2-3 weeks now. Okay, so that's my reasoning behind it, so you understand. This week, what we got? Pound is just doing great. Obviously, this one minus, it's fine. Month on month, it's okay. Claimant count change has increased now. I even nearly got caught out myself there. I was thinking, why is that green when it's up? You know, claimant count is how many people basically don't have a job and they're claiming money from the government, right? And you want that number to be low. You don't want that number to be high. So you may look at this if you don't understand how to read this properly, and you'll see that that's green. And the minute you just see the color green, you think, okay, that's good. That's bullish news. No, it's not bullish news. That's very bad news. It's a huge jump. If you look at the previous, it was 10.1k. Okay. If you look at it now, it's increased to 26.7k. So there's an increase in people who don't have a job who are now claiming from the government. That's not good. Okay. So why is it green then? Green meaning positive. It's green because the analysts had forecasted it to potentially hit as high as 30.5, and it came in better than they forecasted it. Hence why it's in green. But you have to look at the previous and be like, oh, that's actually bad. That's not good, okay? Because that number has increased, okay? So it's very important. Don't just look at the numbers green and be like, oh, that must be good, that must be good, that must be bad. No, it doesn't work that way, all right? Average earnings index 3 month to the yearly is up. That's good news. Unemployment rate is up slightly, so that obviously ties in with the claimant count. That's not good news. Overall, the pound is still strong, though, right? Like I said, each news event doesn't just instantly make an economy weak, okay? It just shows, okay, we've got a bit of bad data. What we got here, house price balance, that's up, so positive. So we've got a couple of positives, a couple of negatives. GDP month on month is down. That's not good. Prelim GDP quarter on quarter is down. That's not good. Construction output is down. That's not good. Goods trade balance down. Not good. Index of services, same, sticky. It's only red because they forecasted it to come in higher and it didn't. But it's not worse because it's just the same, right? Industrial production month on month is down. We don't really mind about that because the UK is not an industrial production / manufacturing country, right? We are a services providing country. Of course, every country has both. We have both manufacturing services, but the UK is a services country, which has manufacturing, and the likes of Germany is a manufacturing country, which has services, right? So they're very different. Same as Japan. Japan's manufacturing, but it has services. What we got here? What we got? Manufacturing production is down. That's not good. Prelim business investment is down. Yes, it's down. Don't be confused that it's green. It means good. It's because they forecast it to come in at 0.6 and it came in better than forecasted. But if you look at the previous, it was 1.4, which is now 1.2, which means it's taken a decline, right? So that's not particularly good for the UK. Now, the numbers have been fantastic in the UK up until now. So what's changed? You need to sit back and digest the information that you're getting, right? And think to yourself, so what's changed? Why has everything been going great this last couple of weeks and last couple of months for the pound? Or even the last couple of years, the pound has been an absolute powerhouse. Why since last week if things started to become really shit? Well, there's many reasons. You've got the whole Trump getting into power. So now America, whether you like him or not, like I always say, it's not about him, right, as a person. His policies are fucking fantastic for business and for the people. His tariffs will be high, but he's a competitive guy, right? But he's going to be reducing taxes, which means people are going to have more money to themselves. When people have more money to themselves, they're going to be spending more fucking money. When they spend more money, it's going to boost the economy, right? So his policies are fantastic for boosting the US economy, right? And really good for local business, okay? Which is going to boost jobs and blah, 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 all right? And so there's a huge knock-on effect from all this. So last week, when it was kind of obvious that Trump had won, although he's not in yet, I think he's got another 60 days or something until he's officially in. Within the space of 24 hours, $1.28 trillion of business moved into USD. So what does that mean? That means it's been taken from other places. So the business moved from pound, business moved from euro, from Aussie, Canada, blah, 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 right? It's all moved across into the US, which is potentially why we're seeing, less orders and all this kind of stuff, all right? There'll be loads more to it, but I'm just trying to, get to the point for you. So yeah, this could be, and then obviously what else happened? You have to remember in relation to the UK, we've just had last week the Chancellor of the Exchequer release her statement of how she's going to be doing taxes, and some things came in okay for the UK, but what she's doing to farmers and stuff is just absolutely fucking disgusting. She's basically crippling small farmers. It's disgusting. I hope there is a revolt. Actually, I hope they do what French farmers not do and just People have to remember politicians work for us. We do not work for politicians. It's up to us to agree or disagree and say, yeah, okay, well, we'll follow this, or no, we won't. Like, people they've just been conditioned and turned into absolute sheep nowadays, that they now think that government is above them, not realizing that we are above the government. The government are public servants. They serve the public. We're not their slaves. We're not their servants. The government are public servants. And I think many people have forgotten that these days, which is very sad. So yeah, a lot of the tax stuff with this new Labour government has came in, and it's just made everyone's fucking down in the dumps, and it's just made the UK dog shit. So that will also have a huge knock-on effect on this. Will it be an ongoing knock-on negative effect? I don't know. We're just gonna have to wait and see what the numbers, right? Because if I give you my opinion, opinions are like arseholes. Everybody's got one, right? And everyone's different. So let's just wait and see what the numbers tell us, and then we're gonna get the truth. Okay. Next week, pound. We've got CPI, PPI, RPI, HPI. These are like home stuff, so like mortgage approvals. So why is that important? Because if the banks are approving more mortgages, that means that they're getting more loans to buy those houses, right? I.e., the mortgages, and then it means people are going to be paying back the mortgages. So it means there's more money being spent in the economy. That's why mortgage stuff is good. Not incredibly important, but it is a real nicety, right? CPI and PPI are very important. CPI is the cost of goods in a basket. So, for example, if you're in the UK or if you're abroad, you have Alpha Mart. If you're living overseas, you have Lotte, you have Carrefour, you have Asda, Tesco, Walmart. Wherever you are in the world, CPI is when they go into one of these places like Tesco or Asda. They will buy a basket full of goods: toothpaste, shower gel, a block of cheese, a litre of milk, a carton of eggs, washing up powder, a loaf of bread, a pizza, all this kind of stuff. And each month they'll go in and they'll buy it again, and they'll say, okay, how much does it cost now compared to last month? If prices are going up, getting more expensive, it obviously shows inflation, right? And inflation is not good for you or I as a person, because it means that everything we want to do is more expensive. Putting more fuel in our cars expensive. Eating out in a restaurant is expensive. Going for a couple of cocktails on a Friday night is expensive. Blah blah blah. However, inflation is very good for the country and for the economy, because the higher the inflation, it means whoever invests in bonds in that country, in that economy, is going to get a higher return on their money. So when inflation's high, it means it's more inviting for people on the outside to invest in our country, because they're going to get a higher return, right? And when people buy bonds, let's say people buy UK bonds, then obviously they're buying millions of dollars, right? I'm not saying people are going to put 150 quid in. I'm talking about people that invest, hundreds of millions at a time. When they want to buy the bonds, they need to buy the bonds using pound sterling. So when there's a massive increase in pound sterling because people want to invest in bonds, it gives strength to the currency. There's massive demand for the currency, which gives strength to the currency. So that's how it all ties in. All these little pieces of the jigsaw puzzle, they all come together, right? It's not just one thing. You say, okay, that's bullish. You need to kind of master putting all these together. If you're new to this, right, please hear me out. I know it feels like a lot of work, and I know you're sitting there going, fucking hell, my brain is fried. But I promise you, right? If you do this if you even just watch my videos for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks, whatever, maximum 8 weeks, and you practice doing this yourself, you will pick it up. You will pick it up within 4 or 5 weeks. I promise you. And you know what? If you jump on our Instagram, which is this, it's the Trading Guys, the same as our YouTube, the Trading Guys. Jump across to our Instagram, and if you want to ask me for my email address and stuff, no problem. If you want to do this as homework on your own, right, and send it to me, and I'll check it. I will honestly check your video, and I'll be like, okay, mate, you're correct, well done, blah blah blah. I'm more than happy to do that for you. All right. Or if you don't want to make a video, some people are shy at making videos. If you want to go through the news events and you just write something like this out, and you say, Ryan, I've done my own video. Based on my own video, I've marked down that, Aussie is weak, pound is strong, CHF is neutral. Can you please check, am I right or am I wrong, Well, not right or wrong, because there is no right or wrong. It's a difference in opinion, okay? But, am I on the right path? I will gladly do that for you guys, okay? No problem at all. Because I want to see people do well. Next week, yeah, we've got loads of news next week that we want to see, guys. So, pound is showing some weakness, but I'm sure last week it was still strong, right? Let's have a quick look. Don't be afraid to go back. Let's go back another week. Hold on. Still strong numbers, guys. This is still strong. That's still strong. So until we start seeing them going down, I'm still gonna. What happened there? Oh yeah, sorry. I'm still going to. Pound is still strong for me, but in my mind, I'm just gonna remember that this has been a bad week. Okay, which is why if you look at pairs, which are primary currency is pound, you may see it's going to drop this week because you have to remember these guys, the big boys, they have all this data long before it's ever published, so they're always one step ahead of the game, kind of thing. Yeah, moving on. So pound for me is strong, but I am going to monitor it and see if it remains strong. If we keep getting negative numbers and PMI drops, PPI drops, CPI drops, blah, 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 then of course we start to change that course, right? Let's see last week. Japanese yen, bank lending year on year is the same. Current account, bad. Economy watcher sentiment, bad. Money stock, bad. I mean, it's sticky, but bad. Prelim machinery tool orders year on year is up massively, so that's one bit of good news for the Japanese yen. PPI year on year is up. So what PPI is, remember I told you CPI is when it's consumer price index, right? It's when we buy a basket of goods from a shop, right? So PPI is the same as that. It's just the industrial version. So let's say you have a company that, can you see that behind me? That builds these, right? That builds worktops and fucking cupboards and wardrobes and all this kind of stuff, right? PPI is the cost that is the cost of purchasing the raw materials for companies to make these products. Okay, that's what PPI is. So like this, look, my microphone. There's a company that makes these. They need to buy all the metal. They need to buy the foam. They need to buy this. They need to buy that. So it's the cost of these raw materials before they're actually turned into this, right? So that's what PPI is. If PPI is getting higher, right, it's a good indication why of what's happening in the. Sorry, I should say it's a good indication of what's happening in the economy. Why? Because if PPI is getting higher, it means the cost to companies to buy the raw materials is getting more expensive, right? Now, when that gets more expensive, what do you think companies are going to do? Are they going to take the hit and get less profit, or are they going to include that, make the price of goods, the end goods, more expensive, and hand that expense over to the consumer? Of course they're going to hand that over to the consumer, and that's when you then see CPI becomes higher as well. That's why when PPI is high, CPI will become high as well, because it's the cost has been passed from the raw materials once that whatever's been made has been made and then sold to the consumer for a higher price to cover the cost of the raw materials increase. You understand? So it's a good indicator. So for Japan, that's increased, okay? 30-year bond auction is up slightly, but it's not good. Prelim GDP prices index, shit. Prelim GDP quarter on quarter. Shit. But the reason why there's no colour there is because it was they forecasted it to be 0.2, okay, and it came in as forecasted. That's why it didn't really change. Revised industrial production is up slightly. So, yeah, that doesn't change the Japanese economy, guys. Japan is still fucked, okay? If you live in Japan, you are as well cashing in your yen for chocolate golden coins because that's worth more. Japan. So next week, we have got core machinery orders month on month, national core CPI year on year, flash manufacturing. Yeah, so next Friday we've got news that we want to see, right? I don't expect anything amazing coming from it. So yeah, for me, Japan is weak. Yeah, we've got one more. Here we go. After this, we're going to quickly run through a trading view. We're going to then look at every single pair, currency, gold, oil, indices, you name it. I'll show you the trades that I took, and we will see, what. I'll even show you trades that I marked up, which I maybe didn't take because maybe I just missed it, and we'll cover it, right? Because that's always going to happen to you in trading. You're going to have markups, and you'll be like, right, I'm waiting for this. Maybe you're going to wait 2 weeks for your trade to come in, right? If you're a swing trader like me. The trade's almost in, but you can't quite take it yet. And then you go to your bed, you wake up, and it's melted or it's flown. And you're like, nah, I fucking missed it. That's always going to happen to you guys, right? Don't chase the trade at that point. Just take it on the chin that you've missed the trade, dry your eyes, and fucking move on to the next opportunity. All right? Don't fucking chase it, because then you'll just lose your money. NFIB Small Business Index is 9. What are we on? USD, sorry. Yeah, so that's positive. Cleveland Fed inflation expectations positive. Economic optimism is through the fucking roof. Why? Because big Dr. T is in the house. Big Trump is back in. If you don't like him, I'm sorry, but obviously keep your emotions out of it. This is business. Core CPI month on month is sticky. Core, CPI month on month is sticky. CPI year on year is up. What we got? Federal budget balance is dropped. Core PPI month on month is up slightly. PPI month on month is up slightly. Unemployment claims is down. That's good. Crude oil inventories is back up. So that's what made oil drop yesterday. So oil was going, the price was going up yesterday because it was at 0.4, which meant there was more demand than there was supply. But now we're straight back up to positive 2.1, which means there's more supply than it is demand, which then brought the price of oil back down. Okay. What have we got tonight? We'll get core retail sales only month on month. Empire State Manufacturing Index, we want to see that. That's pretty much it, guys, okay, for this week. So for me, USD is still strong, guys. With those numbers being kind of sticky, we might see another rate cut. I don't think we will, because you have to be very careful when cutting rates, and we just cut rates last week, right? Or maybe the week before, if I'm mistaken, sorry, of 25 base points, so we're now at 4.75. It's still quite high, but the central bank tries to get inflation down to 2%, right? The goal is to try and get inflation down to 2%, get it back up, back down to 2%, get it back up, and blah, blah, blah. So we're coming down steadily, but yeah, let's see. But yeah, you can't cut rates when everything else is coming in higher, because if you cut rates and everything's still coming in very strong, inflation will just fly away from you. It'll just skyrocket, and obviously you can't control it then, right? It's like trying to tame a fucking unicorn if they were real. Let's see what we got next week. Crude oil inventories, yeah, I like that because I like trading oil. Unemployment claims. So for me, just one on oil, sorry. Oil is predominantly sells. So right now you can't sell it because there's no value to sell it, okay? But fundamentally, so you need to wait for it to come back up to an area of value to sell from, right? You don't want to be doing buys because there's nothing really strong about oil right now. Last year, China was responsible for buying 70% of all oil in the world. This year, they only purchased 20%. Excuse me, because all their manufacturing has been so shit, right? So they're using tons less fuel. So there's a 50% gap, which nobody in the fucking world can absorb that, right? Nobody can compete with China in terms of that. So, and it's estimated that next year, China are also going to be buying 20% of oil and not their usual 70%. So for me personally, I think oil is sells fundamentally. You just can't sell it now because there's no value. So you need to, when it market's pulling up, don't chase it going up, just let it go up. And once it hits that area of value, which I'm going to show you on TradingView, right? Once it hits the area of value to sell from and you get the candle confirmation rejection, then you fucking sell it, okay? That's the trade. Don't chase the market bucking up and down. Determine the trend. Is it long or short? And then wait for it to play out. Unemployment claims, we want to see that. Yeah. So we've got a lot of news next week we want to see. Yeah, so for me, USD is still strong, okay, because we haven't really seen any big numbers going weak yet. So just to give you a summary on what I've got, I think it's the same as last week, actually. I've got strong GBP, strong USD, weak AUD, NZD, CAD, GPY, neutral, CHF, and Euro. So if next week's numbers come in really shit again for Euro, I will then be moving Euro into weak, all right, from next week. Now that we've done that, let's quickly fly through. Let me make my face smaller. Can I make it any smaller? No, I can't. Okay. So let me make it small. Let's just now go back to the very beginning and let's go through each pair by pair. When I do my markups, I love to mark up on the daily time frame, and I'm happy to enter on the daily, or I'm happy to enter on the H4. Okay, I don't bother entering on the 30 or blah blah blah. So when I'm looking for my entries, I'm going to show you it right now. Right, what I'm looking for is you're looking for two fucking candles in an area of value. Two candles. Master these two candles and it's fucking lights out, I'm telling you, on the daily time frame. Yeah, well, actually it works on every time frame. So if you're a day trader and you want to look for these two candles in the hourly time frame, it'll work. If you want to look for these two candles in the 15-minute time frame, it'll work, right? And I'm going to show you on this one pair, and then the rest of the pairs I'm just going to do the daily. Okay, I just want to prove it to you. It fucking works. So you want to be looking for a small candle. Let's say we're looking for buys in this occasion, right? You want to be looking for a small candle and a large engulfing. And you can see that we have this a couple of times here, right? So here's another one. Small candle, large engulfing, away it goes, okay? So then you want to be, as you can get a couple of these, one here, you know, blah, blah, blah. What you want to be doing is how do I know which one it is, Ryan? Well, you look for areas of value. You grab your Fibonacci, and you obviously need this to play out first, right? And you can do the pin. I normally don't do big pins like this because it's normally a news move, right? It's not a real move. So I do it from the bottom, drag it to the top. And what I'm looking for is the two areas in the fib. So what is the Fibonacci? Sorry, I'm going to backtrack. The Fibonacci, what does it do? It shows you areas of value to fucking buy from. Dog shit area of value, the 382. Now, does the market in time come back, reject on the 382 and absolutely fly? Yes. So you could trade it, but it's dog shit value. So I don't trade that. I would rather let a trade run away from me and be like, okay, I missed it, I'll come back later, than take that, because overall they're dog shit. They're not high possibility trades, okay? Then you get the 500 or the 0.5 Fibonacci. Can you trade from it? Yeah, you can. And sometimes I do. So it's this is dog shit, right? 5 is good. 618 is very fucking good. And the 786 is absolutely shit hot. That's the way I look at it, right? I don't beat around the bush. So I then know, okay, look, oh, that's bang in the 786. I'm going to fucking mark it up. Now, when this is playing out, right, what I'm doing here is, I'm going to just show you. So this is my method. Right, look, here we go, right? Right. So you think you've missed the trade. No, you haven't. I'm waiting for this. So I'm looking, right, I've got one here. This is a potential good zone for me. Hold on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure my fib. Where's my entry? Oh, fuck, there it is right there. So you're going to measure up the blue. So if you're the small blue and the larger white engulfing, you're going to measure up the small blue, right? And vice versa if you're looking for sells, okay? 786, fucking absolutely sweet. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to mark up this, you know, I'm going to then bring my box across. Okay, there's a blue candle there. I'm going to mark that blue candle up. I'm now going to wait for the market to come back and retest this zone. Now, where it gets a little bit complicated, right? Sometimes the market will come down, it will retest here, and then it will go, okay? Sometimes it will retest here, and then it will go. Sometimes it will retest here a little bit deeper, and then it will go, right? All three of them are absolutely fine. They're absolutely fine. It's just different retest areas, right? That's all. But the same thing will happen. So now all I'm going to do is I'm going to play this. Bang. Right. I've fucking managed to stop that bang of time. See when this candle closes, this white candle closes, that's my signal to enter. So I'm waiting. I've got one full fucking day where I'm waiting for this candle to close after this has already hit my zone. Can you enter it right away? Yes, but it means that you're just taking more risk. Why? Because you don't have your confirmation that that's your entry. Okay? Once this daily candle closes, I'm fucking entering. Boom, there's my entry. My stop loss is actually going to be below here. I'm going to fucking run that way up. Boom. Stop loss always below the previous low. And obviously, make your risk. Now, look, there we go. Boom. TP fucking hit. At this point, you can now close partial positions. You can close half of your trade. You can close 80% of your trade. 20, whatever you want. You can now close 80% of your trade. You could now move your stop loss to fucking break even at this point. Don't move it before, because what will happen is if the market goes to here and you move to break even, the market will come back down, fucking stop you out, and then it runs, and you're like, oh my god, I shouldn't have moved my stop loss, right? How many times have you done that? Fucking loads, I bet you, because everyone does it, right? And no, market makers can't see your stop loss, but they know that everybody moves their fucking stop loss to break even right away. You know, as soon as it goes away, they know that everyone moves their stop loss to fucking break even, and they know that you've roughly entered around this area. So that's why you'll always see a big pullback around about the third or fourth candle. Stop all those fuckers out, and then it goes, right? Because they need to they use that to create the liquidity to push further up. So don't get stung by that. Yeah, close your percentage of the trade. Now look, if you missed that and you're like, oh, where's my next entry? I can see it right away. I can fucking see it right away. Look at this here. Small blue candle, large engulfing. I don't even need to use my Fibonacci, right? But I know it's going to be around about the fucking 618 or the 786. It's the 786. Let's see if it hits. It doesn't always, but, 60% of the time, it happens every time. Boom. What's just fucking happened? What's just happened? Small candle, large engulfing, 786, great value at fucking crack on. Now, if it comes back down here, it's even better. But if you missed this entry, this is your next entry, not this. Don't say, oh, I could have caught that. If you want to trade that, you fucking crack on. But I'm just explaining, I do not trade this. I trade, boom, the retest. Boom, the retest. That's what I trade. Sometimes you get it where see it comes back for a hangway, and that's fine. So look, you could have made some money here, right? Back up to this zone. Now look, what we on AD CAD. So now look at it now. This is the market up to date here. This is the market up to date here. This is the next great potential zone. So what's going to happen now? The market is either going to retest and go long here, or it's going to break through, which you're just, okay, that's fine. You're going to ignore. Wait for that retest back up into this zone, and then take the sell. That's it. So this is your entry, or that's your entry. Now, what's going to happen now is you can choose to take this entry, which I am not because it's Friday. I never enter a trade on a Friday. Why? Because you're going to have to pay swap fees over the weekend. Markets are closed, so if anything happens over the weekend, that you're like, oh shit, there's a war somewhere, or this happens and this happens, and a natural disaster, whatever, then you're going to get fucking wiped out. Right, and number two, the price doesn't change that much from a Friday to a Monday. So if you just wait until Monday, right, or you could even wait until fucking Tuesday, but if you just wait until Monday, price is not going to change that much from the Friday to the Monday that you can't just wait and enter it on the Monday, right? And then if anything happens over the weekend, you're going to be like, oh, thank fuck I never entered that on the Friday because I didn't pay swap fees and I would have been stopped out. Because you're going to wake up Monday, it's going to hit your stop and away you go. So it's about not just making money, it's about preserving what you already have, right? So yeah, you could enter this. That as soon as I need this candle to close though, so I need today to be over, essentially, right? I would really love to see a candle wick down like this. I love to see a good candle wick because it means liquidity grab, and then they're going to give you the push. But it's not essential. You don't always get it, right? So yeah, let's see. If you need to wait and see this candle close, and if it closes bullish and we come in on Monday, then you could enter this trade and take it long. Okay, that's it, guys. I'm going to show you on the lower time frames on this one. Okay, give me a second. So let me just see what have we got. I'm sorry, it's a bit fucking messy, isn't it? Because because I do it all in the. Let me find another pair which I'm not trading, and I'll make it. What's this? Australia. Okay, Australia, Canada. Let's see. Let's go to the hourly. Let me zoom in. Let me try and get rid of this shit. Hold on. There we go. Okay. Let me try and find. Come on. There we go. Okay. Just wanted to get rid of all that so that you can't be like, oh, well, you already had it there. Okay. Where are we? Let's try and find some good ones. You can see them clear as day. So you might say, "Oh, Ryan, there's one there. So how do you know it's not going to come up, here and then melt?" Well, it's because we would know what the directional bias is going to be. Is it going to be long or short, right? So here's another one. Look, you may have missed this. These come out. This breaks along. You drag it across. It's a pretty shit example, but it is an example nonetheless. So see when this whole market is doing this, right? I'm ignoring it. I'm not bothering with any of this. And what I'm doing is, as soon as it goes back and retests this zone, boom, jumping in, and away it goes, right? If you've got the small one here, large engulfing. If you mark that up, let me just drag it up to here, drag it across. What happens? Enter, away you go. Close out, 20% running in profit, comes down, it stops out your 20%, runner that you had, that's fine, comes back down, what happens? Retest this small candle, large engulfing, retest it, away it goes, right? It's unreal. It's literally fucking unreal. Then, what have we got here, right? Excuse me. Here, we've got a resistance, right? What happens when the resistance is broken? I'll tell you exactly what happens. Once the previous resistance is broken, it becomes the new support. Bang, candle close, in you go, and away you go. There's plenty of confirmation there. Your best confirmation is this one here. In you go, enter, you've got a winning trade. Resistance, new resistance. Once that resistance is broken, let me just show you again. This is in the smaller time frames, obviously, right? Sorry, here we go. Once that resistance is broken, what happens? It becomes the new support. So you then trade from that, right? And it just goes on and on and on and on. It's fucking phenomenal. And what are you doing? I prefer the larger time frames. Oh my god, that's a disaster. I prefer the daily. And all you're doing is you're just waiting for the market to come back down and hit these zones. You're looking for the small candle with the large engulfing. And look, same again here. Small candle, large engulfing. Boom, way it goes. Small candle, large engulfing. Look, comes up, retest, bang, away it goes. Okay? That would be defined whether we're looking for buys or sells, and it works in every single pair. Okay, so I'm now going to quickly move on if I can even say that now. Okay, look, even though I've marked all these and they've all come in, look, I marked this one up, it's came in. I marked this one up, it's came in. You see that? I never took them. Look, I marked this up. If you've been watching this for a while, you've seen I marked this up fucking weeks ago, right? Say, boop's going to hit here and rise, it done it. It's going to hit here and melt, it done it. That's areas of value. That's all that matters to banks is fucking value. Nothing there. I'm just going to ignore it. Shit. I mean, it will pan out, but it's just shit. AUD USD. You see that I marked this out. Previous support, once broken, becomes the new resistance. Now, I fucking missed this trade. This is one that I missed because what I was expecting more of this. That's what I was expecting. And we didn't get that. What we got was a this. Boom, boom, boom. So I freaking missed it. Yeah, my bad. But look, the point is the fucking trade played out. How many of you watched my previous ones when this market was still here? And I said, look, you're looking for the potential rejection here. But I also said, and you can go back and watch them, maybe 2 weeks ago, last week or 2 weeks ago, I also said, I believe this is going to push down. Why? Because USD is very strong and Aussie is not. So I believe it's going to push down come up for the retest, and then melt. And it's exactly what it done. We've done this one as well. Boom, melted, away it fucking went, you see? So it happens time and time again, guys. I'm telling you right now. There's nothing here. Shit, I don't like it. But again, look, every area set, small candle, large engulfing, came back for that massive. That was news, right? That really made that push out. But again, you get it. Exact same pattern. EuroCAD. Again, look. Boom, boom, boom. So now EuroCAD, I'd be looking to sell it. If these Euro numbers come in stronger this week, this will melt, okay? So I'd be looking to sell it. Let's see what it does. Still nothing really there, right? Yeah, if these numbers come in strong, this will push up. But the real trade is the sell. But if numbers come in strong next week for, I think it's CPI for Euro, then this will fly up. Okay, so you could buy that. Euro Japanese yen, look, boom, 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 boom. Right, it's not in a nice place for me to buy. I haven't even bothered taking this. You don't have to take every fucking trade that goes, guys. You can choose what you want to trade. I've already said 100 times, even though I've marked this up, it's not in a place that I would like to buy from right now. Okay. There we go. Look, there it is again. I'm going to show you. Look, blue small candle, large white engulfing. You mark the fucking area up, boom, and away it goes. That candle there, closed. That's your point of entry. Your stop loss goes away. Don't just put it right below. Put it way below. Right. Give yourself breathing space, and away it goes. Right. I don't even have this on my actual trading platform. It's such a shit pair. It's one of these pairs you can be in it for 3 weeks and you've made fucking $100, on a large account, because the movement just so shit. But my point is, right, it works every freaking time, right? Every time. Small candle, large engulfing, retest that zone, away it goes. All you're looking for, practice those two. Here, this is a great example. Look, so you've got the small candle, large engulfing here, right? So you're going to mark up this small white candle, right? Now, when you first draw this up, what you're waiting for is for this to come here, retest, reject, and then sell, right? But if you do not get that, if it breaks through, this area remains valid. However, you are waiting for the market to then come back down, retest and reject this zone, give you that candle close. After this candle is closed, that's your confirmation to enter the trade. That's it. It's that fucking simple, guys. It's clear as day, right? Now, if I don't see a clear setup of that small candle, large engulfing, in an area of value, either the 618 or the 786 Fibonacci, I don't take the fucking trade. That's it. That's why we have trading rules. Don't take the fucking thing, It's so fucking good. It's unbelievable, guys. Unbelievable. Small candle, large engulfing, area of value. I'll just show you. Look. 618. There we fucking go. You don't even need to use the fib anymore. Once you get this, look, boom, comes down, retest, rejects, and goes. It's fucking unbelievable. And the same again you get a pattern within the pattern. Look, small candle, large engulfing, volume kicked in. So we already know it's an area of volume, right? Mark it up. And by the way, we actually took these trades in my group. Every time it hit here, we took buys. Every time it hit here, we took these trades. If you're inside my Discord, you will know we took about 2 or 3 trades on this and made it. Even though that's really shitty, I don't normally take that in, right? I want to be honest here. That's really shit. Look at how messy that is. I don't normally touch it, but we actually made some good money on it, right? So when you look on the H4, it looks a little bit better, but on the daily, it's really horrible. Same again, look. Small candle, large engulfing, has broken through. So it still applies. So now, what I'm waiting for the market to come back down, retest this zone, and then fly. So whatever GJ does outside of this box, I don't give a fuck. I'm not chasing the market up from here. I'm not chasing the market down from here. If this market goes up, I ain't trading it. I'm just then looking for the next area of value, waiting for it to come back, hit that zone, reject, and then I'll buy from there. But until that point, I ain't buying fuck all. And I don't care what this market does, anything outside of this box, right? And if it breaks below it, I'm just looking for the pullback, boom, and away it goes. That's it. Very simple. Very simple. Now look, what's this? Pound NZD. Small candle, large engulfing. Mark up the small candle, comes back for the retest, reject, enter the sell, away you go. Now, obviously, I wouldn't enter this sell, so you may be thinking to yourself, if pound is so strong and NZD is so weak, why is this coming down, Ryan? Because it's value. There's no value to buy the pound against the New Zealand dollar right now. So what happens? It's not the institutions don't enter sells. They'll just start taking profit. They'll start taking the profit, which naturally brings the market down. And then what happens is when it hits these zones, it'll fucking fly. Why? Because they're then lumping in and buying the orders back at good value. That's why the drops are slow and boring, because they're just taking profit. And whenever the volume comes in, it fucking flies. Taking profit, slow, boring. Buying, volume flies. Taking profits, slow, boring. Buying, volume flies. Taking profits, slow, boring. Buying, volume flies. Okay? Areas of value. So you've got a small candle here, large wet engulfing. It's definitely the 786 fib. I could tell without even doing it. So now, I don't care what this market does until it reaches this fucking box. That's it. That is it. And here's another quick telltale sign. You can tell if you're looking for buys or sells without knowing fundamentals. The candles are above the 200 EMA. When candles are above the 200 EMA, you're looking for buys. When candles are below the 200 EMA, you're looking for sells. There you go, a little golden nugget for you. Look, this is panned out again. Look, here was the two options. Look, small candle, large engulfing. Once this is broken, it becomes the new support. Bang. Look, boom, boom, boom. Never happened. Boom, boom, boom. That's what you're waiting for. You always get the fucking pullbacks. Look, so see when this happens initially, right? I'm not trading this. I'm waiting for this pullback, retest, reject, candle confirmation close, enter the market, and away you go. That's it. And you can just hold that all the way up. Sniper. Be a sniper. Don't take every fucking move on the market. Just take what the market gives you. Same again, look. Boom, boom, boom. Melted up here. Look. Melted up here. Came down. Boom. I was hoping for a deeper retest up here. We never got it. But look, you got it here. Bang. Away you go. Now, even though fundamentally it sells, you can't sell from here. There's no value. You need to wait for it to come back up and retest this or retest this zone, right? You can't sell just now. So you're either buying it against the trend or you're doing nothing. So I'm choosing to do nothing. I'm going to be selling it, but I'm going to sell it when it comes back up, okay? NZD CAD. Exactly the same. Break, retest, go. Look. Previous, I'm going to show you this, look. Previous support, once broken, becomes the new resistance. That's dog shit. And just walk. But look, I know it's dog shit, but it's that. Look, previous support, once broken, becomes the new resistance. Previously, looking for buys, the candles are above the 200. Now, candles are broken below the 200. You now know you're looking for sells. Where am I selling from? Previous support becomes the new resistance, i.e., previous supply becomes the new demand, and vice versa. Boom, boom. Look, we had it marked up weeks ago if you've been following me. It's fucking unbelievable. Unfucking believable. What's this? Again, look. Bish, bash, bosh. So now we've got USD CAD. Now we've broken through. Now this part has happened. Now we just need to see this part. Come back down. Don't jump in sales. Just fucking ignore it. Wait for it to go back down. Retest, reject, and then enter the buy. USD Japanese yen. This part has happened. Now we just need this part to happen. We need to retest and reject, and away we go. I've got mates who have traded this and they've made a lot of money from it. When this happens, I just wait. Look, small candle, large engulfing. Mark the fucker up. Wait. I've got mates who have made fuck tons of money trading this, right? It's just not my strategy. I just wait. All this come all the way around. Retest, reject, stop loss below here. Away we go. Then it'll fucking push, right? Now, because we've got the Japanese, the Bank of Japan, sorry, and the government of Japan talking about they are going to intervene, you may see a massive fucking melt all the way down here, guys, like this, right? This here was the Bank of Japan intervening. And because they're talking about that, this setup might not play out. It's not because of fundamentals. It's because obviously the Bank of Japan have intervened and it's fucking melted, right? But if they don't intervene, then you're going to see this. Bish, bash, bosh. Okay? What have we got here? So we've got USD CHF. So because USD is so strong now, I'm gonna look. If this doesn't pan out, look, this is panned out. Boom, 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 boom. That if you watched my videos from 3-4 weeks ago, you would have seen I already gave you this, right? Now look, if it breaks above here, what you're gonna see, you're just gonna see this break above, retest, reject, and go. That's your entry, not this. That the retest is your entry. It's that clear cut, guys. It's that clear cut. Let's have a look at the Dixie. Obviously, USD is flying, so we're potentially in an area of rejection, right? This was obviously because of Trump. What we might get is we might get bad data next week for the USD. If we do, this will melt back down again. If we don't, this will fly through. Boom, boom, boom. Okay? Oil. We're nearly finished, guys. Bear with me. Oil is really shit. So it sells, but you can't sell into an area of support. You cannot sell into that. That's fucking stupid. You need to wait for it to come back at a very minimum here. I mean, even that's pretty shit for me. I'd really like to see it come up here and retest the 200 EMA and then melt, okay? Gold is now coming into areas where it could reject here. I would really like to see gold retest and reject down here. It could even go there actually because the previous resistance becomes the new support, right? So it could do that, or we could get that. I'm just going to keep that there, or we could also get this. Right, so there's a few places it can retest and reject. Sometimes that happens. You get a couple of places close to each other, and that's fine. Okay. Let's see what the value is. 786, 618, 50. So I really wanted to see it here or here. Does that mean it's not going to reject here? Absolutely not. It could reject on the 50. But I'd like this. If it goes back down, retest, rejects here, then yeah, I'll be entering buys for sure. And if it doesn't, and the market of gold starts to get weak, you're just going to be doing this. Look, boom, 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 enter the sell here, and away we go. That's it. That's your entry. Never mind chasing all this shit. Just fucking get in there, right? That's it. Wait for that confirmation. And if sometimes you don't get the confirmation, that i.e. the retest, and it just flies, right? Like this, look. Well, you did get it, actually. It's a bad example because you did fucking get it, But look at this, look. I'm going to show you this. Small candle, large engulfing. I am not trading this. I'm not trading this. I'm not trading this. I'm not trading this. I'm waiting for this to come back down and retest this zone. Candle confirmation close, enter the trade, and away you go. Now, if you missed your entry, you come back to the chart and let's say the market's here. You're not going to enter a buy, right? Because you've already missed it. Where's your next entry? I can fucking see it right away. Look, I already had this marked up. I had this marked up before. If you look at my old videos. There it is. Look. Second entry, small candle, large engulfing volume, comes back, retests this zone, candle confirmation close, and away you go. That's it. That's it. Right? Copper. Oh, look at that. Look, small candle, large engulfing, breaks away. I'm ignoring, comes back for the retest, reject. You can enter any time here. This is the daily time frame, guys. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. 5 days where you can enter this market. So don't be in a rush to enter on your fucking 30-minute chart, your 1 hour chart. You've got 5 fucking days where you can enter it, At the very least, with my method, you've got an entire day where you can still enter this, at least 2 days, and it's still a good trade, okay? Look what it's doing here. You need the confirmation of a candle going up the way. It hasn't done it yet. We need to see what this candle does. But same again, look, it's the same idea. It's now broke below the 200 EMA. We need to see if it stays there. And if it does, it's just going to do this. Look, if it breaks away, it's just going to go like that. Bang, bang, bang. That's your entry right here. That's your fucking entry. Not this. Not the breaking of it. Just this. Because what can happen is you might get also get a pullback, which is sometimes known as a fake out strategy. Some people call it, where it comes down, gives a liquidity grab, and shoots straight back into the zone. Have you seen that? In which case, this is the trade: back up, retest, reject, and go. In which case, that's your entry, not this trying to get as much money as possible. Don't trade from greed. Trade from logic. Okay. Look, bang. There you go. That's it, guys. That is fucking it. I'm not going to bother with indices. We're already fucking, we're already way fucking over here. All right. But it's the same, right? Indices are exactly the same. Waiting for them to come back down. I'm not going to trade them down. I'm waiting for them to come down to an area that I'd like to trade from, and then I'm going to buy them because they always go up, right? There it is right there. Small candle, large engulfing, back down, retest, reject. Away it goes. Look. Hello. You get a base. Bish, bash, bosh. Okay. Look, small candle, large engulfing. Once it's been broken, it becomes the new support. Boom, boom. Even here. Boom, boom. You see that? Bish, bash, entry, bosh. That's it, guys, okay? So, I'm Ryan Mack. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget, if you want to come and join us, we have a Discord channel, myself, my business partner. So I do long-term swing trades. I take very few trades, but I let them run for a very long time. However, my partner is a phenomenal scalp trader, and he gives 2 to 3 scalps every single day. So you can, as well as learning from us, right? You can actually copy your trades and make money as you learn. Okay. Any trades that I take, because on my managed accounts, I have very large accounts from brokers, PAM accounts. Any accounts that I trade, anytime I take a trade, I do it all live in front of you. So there's a live button in Discord. I will click live. You guys know that I'm doing it live because I post in the group. You click on it. You can watch me like you're watching me on my screen right now, and you can see my screen. You can see that it's a live thing, and I will discuss the trade. I'll say, look, guys, we've got this confirmation here. We've got this there. I'm happy to take the trade. Boom. Here's my stop loss. Here's my take profit. If you want to copy the trade, you can copy the trade. And I don't mute you guys. If you guys want to ask me questions, what made you do this? How did you know the take profit was there? How did you know to put the stop loss here? I'll cover anything with you, okay? In the group, obviously there's a lot of time where I don't have a lot of trades because I'm waiting for stuff to line up, right? Because I'm a swing trader. I will always put in the group, guys, if any of you want one-to-one lessons, just fucking hit me up and I'll do one-to-ones with you. I don't charge any extra money for them. I know there's a lot of guys out there like, yeah, if you're in my group and you want one-to-one, I'm going to charge you $1,500 and all this kind of stuff. And that's fine. They deserve to do that because there's a lot of fucking work goes into it. But I just don't, right? I don't. I make my money from trading. I don't make my money from trying to fucking help you guys and teach you. But I know what it's like to be fucking broke. I know what it's like to be someone who's fucking dying to learn how to trade. And every time you look at courses, they're always 1,500 quid, 5 grand, 2 grand, this, that, and you're like, oh, I just don't have the money. So I'm willing to fucking help you guys, okay? Come and join us. And again, on top of that, to put our money, or my money, where my mouth is, we give you 1 month fucking free. Completely fucking free for a month. We were going to do a free week, right? But I decided, you know what? Anybody can have a good week. So you might join us for a week and we have a good week. And you're like, well, maybe I had a good week. If we put our money where our mouth is and give you a free fucking month, you're going to see the real true colours of us, right, over the course of a month. Are these guys consistent? Is what they're teaching good? Blah, blah, blah. So you're going to get to see it. So come and join us. I will put, if you're watching this on YouTube, I will put the links below here. So down below this video, there's going to be links for PMT, which is Prime Market Terminal, which is what I use for data. If you want to get this, it's